Good afternoon once again, everybody. So welcome into our second race of the day here in week 15. Let me get some music going. Normalcy. So let me flip this on over, and we got yet another divisional matchup about to take place here. These two are on a call. There's the link already. God, you guys are so awesome being ahead of me like that. Thank you so much, by the way. And again, thank you all for being here, too. But we got our second race of the day about to begin. We got Awesomeitsamy versus the Thefatshuffler just about to begin. So an interdivisional matchup from the AFC South. And again, these two are on a call together, so they'll get this started at their convenience. Feel free whenever you two are ready, by the way. So let me explain real quick. We're going to do a best 2 out of 3 race using Isaac, the same Platinum God save file with everything unlocked. And we're going to race through the womb too. So whoever kills off Mom's Heart first is going to get a win. As you can see, it's 0-0 right now. We do a best 2 out of 3. So after you kill Mom's Heart, you get a point, and we reset both racers, start them both from scratch again. On the way down, 7 banned items nobody's allowed to take. They're the only 7 items that you can use that D6 against. Let me list them. Those are Dr. Fetus, Epic Fetus, Ipecac, Dead Sea Scrolls, Holy Bible, Toothpicks, and the Shovel. Again, Toothpicks are the only one out of that list that you're allowed to pick up. Everything else is reroll it or leave it. So all of our racers know that one. We've seen just about every banned item get picked up, though, believe it or not, throughout the span of the year. But moot point. If you do that, it's a reset in the first place. Doesn't matter if you can put it back down or not. Can't touch any of the banned items whatsoever. On that note, Amy's got herself a good start here. She's got piercing shots with Cupid's arrow, so she's moving on along looking for that boss fight. And maybe another key is she's got a library sitting there as well with 2 books in it. So maybe that could come into play, but she needs the key to get in there in the first place, so maybe she gets lucky enough for that. 1,000 ways to die in Isaac. Oh my god, I actually kind of like that idea. We may have to run with that. I kind of like that idea. Because I could easily show you 1,000 different ways to die in this game. I guarantee we could figure that out. That's actually cool. So anyways, Thefatshuffler with Super Meat Boy Superfan. Ooh, now the decision. Do you take the dead cat? 9 lives and 1 red heart apiece. Ooh, he's gonna do it. So risky move here, but I like the thought. We're in the first floor, and that is the first of 3 guppy pieces showing up for Thefatshuffler. So he is gonna take it and hope for some health up. Again, every time that if you lose that 1 red heart you have, you'll lose a life, come back to life again with another full red heart, but you have to do the room over that you died in. So a little bit of a risk, but it could pay off very, very immensely depending on what other items show up. Yeah, see, that idea does sound amazing. This is what I'm saying. Alright, so Amy, the first to move on down to basement 2, got herself a little bit of health up, and right on into a curse room here. So Shuffler worrying about all these pills. Ooh, balls of steel. A couple extra soul hearts for him. How about fire rate increase with tears up? And bombs or key would switch around his bombs and keys for the second time. He's going to hang on to the 1 key that he has, though, in hopes of getting into his next item room first, which shows up immediately. Yeah, she's on a Mac, basically, so this is basically the best you're going to get out of a Flash game being broadcast off of a Mac. The fact that it moves is amazing. So that in and of itself won her that spot when Forksy had to drop out. Like, the fact that she knows how to cast on a Mac, I was just like, you know what? Wow. Like, that basically won her the spot right there as the replacement. Correct. The only banned items, let me list these out for you here. I was just reading through chat, but I saw the answer already, but let me list out the banned items once again. And there you go. So there's the actual picture version of the banned items. We're going to get those updated again, by the way. So again, all the inputs on those are going to wind up changing at some point. It's a ways down the road, though, and again, Twitch has got so much more to worry about than the emotes on my channel. So it'll be a while. I'm not even worried about it at the moment. I'll worry about it after this week. Alright, nice soul heart there for Amy. 2. Ooh, here we go. So, Blue Baby's soul. This is going to float around the room. It'll shoot in the direction that you fire in. It'll have homing shots, keep in mind, but again, it will also take any other follower that you get. I think 3 maximum, and follow them, or make them follow around behind it. So it's a little interesting trinket. There you see those homing purple shots. Ooh, and Champion Famine for the first time today, so more soul hearts there. Shuffler going to get more of a heal, thankfully. But let's all say Champion to Famine if y'all would. And again, if you don't have a Taku's chat add on, you won't be able to see it, so let me give you a link. I think I just saw the small rock spawn on Amy's side. We'll see when she goes back out of the room. First things first, she replaced that D6. Yes, I did. She'll replace that D6 with Mr. Boom, the one-time space fuse bomb item. And again, that does have Mr. Mega on it, so lots of damage from that. Also, like I said, found that small rock in the item rock that she opened up. That gives her plus damage, plus fire rate, and minus movement speed. So, interesting. This is probably the one you were talking about with that dead cat glitch. So, Shuffler going to take both of the items in his devil deal. I'm really sorry. I think it was Bloodlust. So, he's got flying ability, spectral tears, and now bloodlust. Again, lost one of his lives, so he's at 8 lives. But yes, that's acceptable because, hey, if you want to lose one of your lives, it's probably worth an item, and in this case, it was. So again, flying spectral tears, he can shoot through rocks if he wants to. And also picked himself up Bloodlust, which every time he kills an enemy in a room up to 6 enemies, you get plus damage on your tears. And again, it does reset when you leave the room. And speaking of damage, Amy on into her next item room here in Caves 1, gonna get that sacrificial dagger we just saw in Vendrith. Again, that'll orbit around you, doesn't block shots, but does 17 damage to anything it contacts. Ooh, and that dime chime. So Shuffler with a lot of money, up to 15 cents, making a store worthwhile if he sees one. I believe so, Reagan. If you head over to BOILeR.org, you can actually see at the very top of the page. It'll give you a link to still donate. I believe they're going to stay open until midnight on Sunday. Yep, not quite the correct stabby, but this one's damn good, too. It's just you have a lot less control with it. What's the thing following Shuffler? He's got the 9 lives dead cat. Steam sale for all of your money, making everything else half off from here on out. No thanks, I'll just buy the key and keep moving on along. So Shuffler will keep probably looking for that item room. Indeed he will. And there you go, Dark Samus has got the direct link to where you would actually donate at. And speaking of, we got Monstro's Tooth for Fast Shuffler. That'll summon Monstro down out of the sky to land on anything in its path. And again, Bob's Curse, so 5 bombs added on to Amy's total. She has 7 total now, and gets poison effect on all those, so we could add a damage over time ability on, or effect, I should say, on anything that it hits. If you don't happen to kill whatever it is, so it's mostly for boss fights. Shuffler at half a heart, but just about done with that Gertie Jr. fight. And about a little more range up, so more mom items. You won't be able to see it, but that is more range up on Shuffler's Tears. And again, on to Caves 2, slightly ahead of Amy, who's found her boss fight here at the end of Caves 1. And again, Shuffler with 8 lives, 1 red heart apiece on these. Amy sitting at 5 red hearts and those 2 soul hearts, so slightly different types of builds going on. Safety cap sitting on the ground there for Amy. Would have been more chance of pill spawns, but I don't think she wants any part of those. She'll keep the extra damage out of Blue Baby's soul. That no cancer dime chime. Holy crap, thank you guys. See, I make mention of that and people keep on donating. You guys are insane with this. Like, for real, we're getting close to 14 grand raised. Ooh, there goes one of Shuffler's lives. So he's gonna head back on into that room and have to deal with it again. 7 lives remain. And speaking of those mom items, how about Mom's Lipstick? A little bit of range up for Amy. And she's going to skip that locked chest with only the 1 key and save it for her next item room on down to the Caves 2. So more fire rate increase for Shuffler. And again, holding on to a bombs or key. If he really needs 9 keys, he could get them. Ooh, speaking of even better things, goodbye Blue Baby's soul. Hello Curved Horn on Amy's side, so plus 2 damage on her tears with that trinket. Notice now she has red tears firing out. I think she'll be much happier with that than the random tears landing off of Blue Baby's soul. That is way nicer. There's that item room for Shuffler. So again, he'll be right on in here, getting a slight time advantage having that item room already. But I don't know, given the choice between the 2 builds, I think I would rather have Amy's. Alright, item room producing 10 more bombs for Shuffler. He'll be right back on over to that boss fight that he already knows the location of. And again, he's cleared everything out on the path over. That fish head would have been replaced curved horn, so no chance there on Amy's side. But that would have, as she got hit, given her a chance to spawn a for until the end attack fly. Holy crap, Rax with another 60 bucks added on. Wow, damn, dude. Thank you, Rax. Thank you both for that. That's insane. So now I gotta keep BOILeR.org open, because apparently people are going on a donation spree, so we're 13,900 now. Jeez Louise, that's open until midnight tomorrow again. And again, all that money's going directly to St. Jude's Children's Hospital. We did a charity marathon here in week 14 and raised all that money. Wow, even more range up. Everybody with the mom items, so more range with the mom's underwear for Amy. And again, she'll be the first on down to the depths, so not far ahead of Shuffler here. He's just about out of this room, just has to worry about those bomb flies and he'll be fine. And a little bit of shot speed increase. Cat of Nine Tails, not that incredibly useful. He'll take it anyways. Yeah, there goes one of your lives. That's no question, honestly. The the pact, I can't talk anymore. Gonna add damage and shot, or fire rate increase, I should say, to Shuffler. You saw he got 2 soul hearts out of that, but technically killed himself in the process of picking it up. So, down to 6 lives, but again, better build going on Shuffler's side now. And again, both on the same floor, both with the regular Depths 1. Amy the first to find her item room here. And gonna get the relic out of this, so more health on her side. First things first, take care of that poop fly so you have no chance of getting hit. So 3 more soul hearts tells you faith up in that lower right corner. If she were to go into a store or find a god room, pretty much guaranteed you're getting the Bible in one of those 2. Yep, a lot of racers went to PAX that weekend, so basically we just made it easier, and instead of making them, cast races from a hotel room, like 2 of them would have been in the same room casting the race on the same internet. And that wouldn't have worked well. So basically, instead of dealing with that and all the hassles of oh, but there's a cool party going on when we scheduled our race, whatever the case might be, we just figured we'd make it easier. We gave everybody the week off. We did a charity marathon here in place of BOILeR, and damn, did we have some fun and raise some good money for kids, too. So it was really, really a great time. Almost $14,000 raised. Enough said. That's insane. That is a ridiculous amount of money. And again, I owe thanks to everybody that took part in that, whether you donated, casted, whatever the case might be. Seriously, thank you all for that, because that blew our minds. Yeah, Casper, I could have trolled people, but, it made sense. And Shuffler at half a sketchy heart here. Ooh, that was close. I don't like these enemies at all. These are probably my least favorites other than the mass and the hearts. And again, Amy first to find her boss fight as well, so building a nice advantage on Shuffler here. And again, looking a lot nicer on the health, though. Shuffler at 6 lives still, so nothing to scoff at. Has found his boss fight. So technically we're in the same room. We'll see if Shuffler skips his item or not. Again, Amy going to go on to fight Gish. That'll give her Little Gish at the end of this. That'll give her Tartiers coming out of a follower, base damage, but again, they're going to also add on a slowdown effect to movement and shot speed. Thank you, Jack. Let me get you that split link. Just saw War ask for it here. If I could spell. There you are. Alright, so now in the same room, you see that strength card going to add on 1 temporary heart for Fat Shuffler. He gets +1 basically to all of his stats, including that 1 health container. So he's doing more damage. He's fighting War. That'll wind up giving him his 2nd cube of meat. So that'll add on to the 1 that he's got and make a Meat Boy's head floating around that'll still block shots, damage anything it touches, but now also shoot out nice, I don't want to call them really good damaging tiers, but it's more DPS. And DPS meaning damage per second, by the way, if you guys don't play MMOs. I may have Warcraft terminology on the mind still from 7 years ago. And let's see, Shuffler is going to go look for his item room. That's a long way back now, so maybe... Nope, he is going to go. So there's Amy's Little Gish, and again, on down to the depths too, getting an Acropolis version. Note it does not say the 2 at the side of it. That's one of the cuts they had to make with Flash to make it actually work correctly for us. So you don't see the 2, but that is Amy's 2nd depths floor. Did I not even see that? Holy crap, I didn't. Goldie, thank you very much. Holy crap. Alright, Horror Babylon. That's actually going to be kind of effective here for Shuffler if he were to take just one hit. I'm kind of curious how he plays this. That'd be a lot of damage up. Not a lot, but again, damage up. So we'll see. If he gets down to half a red heart, you'll see it say what a terrible, or what a horrible night to have a curse. Kind of like Castlevania 2, and, or Simon's Quest, however you want to call that. But again, would give him damage up and turn him into a demon-looking monster, kind of like you saw in the item room itself. So, I wonder. Again, though, with having very low health and not really much room to play with, that's kind of risky. So we'll see if that ever gets enacted. It may just be an offhand chance thing unless he sees some soul arts here. But again, both on Depths 2, both with Necropolis versions. Nah, it's not permanent yet, though. You'd have to be down at half a red heart. Or anything lower, for that matter. There you go, what a horrible night to have a curse. There's the Horror Babylon activated. So even more damage up because of that Bloodlust. That slight damage up is going to reset every room, but that Horror Babylon now permanently active unless Shuffler picks up another half red heart. Oh, 14k? Oh, crap. Did it happen? It did. I'm waiting for it to update on mine. Waiting for it to update. It'll happen. Holy crap. Clay, dude, seriously? $14,000 raised for St. Jude's Children's Hospital. You guys are insanely freaking awesome. So, I didn't know that we'd actually hit that, but wow, 14k, guys. Unbelievable. So again, moving back over, we got Amy with the Book of Shadows, now 12 seconds of invincibility on her side whenever she uses that. Yeah, we broke the 6th dimension. There we go, Shuffler finding his item room here, so this will pretty well even us out. It's all about finding boss fights after this. Literally, from here on out, all about finding boss fights. The womb does not have item rooms or stores. So we're both just going to be looking to do a little bit of damage down there. Ooh, that pad. It's interesting. I may use that over, and indeed, Shuffler going to agree. He'll take this. This will push enemies away from you for a couple seconds every time you use it. Alright, so, knowing that Greed's in here, I kind of like this move. Shuffler going to grab some extra money, and he knows now that his store is actually a store. Problem is he can't bomb into it, so no key now that I look at that. Ouch. So again, he knows his store is a store. And likewise, for that matter, so is Amy's, although she only has 5 cents here. So both actually with mini-boss fights on their floor guarantee that their store will be a store, but I don't think... Oh, there we go. Shuffler with the key is going to be able to get into his. So what do we have waiting? No, you can't bomb out of the mini-boss rooms whatsoever. Ooh, how about that treasure map? So now we're going to see the entire mini-map as Shuffler walks out here. Excuse me. And looks like just a couple more rooms to go. Look at that, teleported right on over to where he wanted to go. So now we know what Shuffler's telepills look like. Ooh, now Shuffler probably wishes that he didn't actually go back and get that one red heart to heal up with, because he would have been in Horror Babylon mode still with that one soul already had. Again, had to play it safe, though, so he didn't lose one of those extra lives, because he's trying to hang on to these So let's see, Bob's Rotten Head and Amy's Secret Room would have been a one-time thrown poison bomb. Definitely not as useful as 12 seconds of invincibility. So again, she'll keep that Book of Shadows and keep moving on looking for her boss fight, which Shuffler just came across here. So first Mom's Foot fight probably going to show up on the right side. Oh, that Clan Bistro. What's up, Raiders? How y'all doing? All that war paint. Oh, it looks so good. What's up, Raiders? How y'all doing tonight? Yes, they are Goldie. So yeah, if you guys do twitch.tv/subscriptions. Wow, is that hard to say? It's going to show you the emotes for any channel that you're subscribed to on there. You can just hover over them, and it'll tell you what the input is. So yes, you are correct. And again, we got Red Mom's foot fights. So many red things on Shuffler's side. Again, she'll stomp her foot down repeatedly and very quickly here. So all you really have to worry about is that eyeball opening up from the door. You saw the triple shot come out. Otherwise, just dodging back and forth in the center will take care of this fight for you. Ooh, and very close. Down at half a heart here on Shuffler's side. Has to be very careful now to kill the foot and nothing else. There we go. Very nicely done. So health up for Shuffler. Also that Polaroid to think about. There's Amy's foot fight finally making its appearance. So again, Shuffler grabbing that Polaroid. If he gets down to half a red heart or anything below, he gets 5 seconds of damage shield every time he gets hit. Getting a loading screen error. Come on, pop through, Flash. You're thinking about it. You're thinking about it. You're considering this. Okay, well, we may be here a minute. So Amy on into her Mom's Foot fight as well. Gonna get regular Gray Mom, and she'll stand right down by the door in hopes that that sacrificial dagger, as you saw, will do some massive work for her. And indeed, it's doing just that. Though down to just 1 heart. Kind of surprised that she didn't actually pop the Book of Shadows yet. What did you do? There we go. So now she's invincible for the next 12 seconds. She'll just stay right down by the hand. Should be able to rip through this in plenty of time. There it goes again. Ooh, just barely didn't kill it. There we go. So gonna grab some Soul Heart increase and a couple of Fire Rate with Squeezy. And I'm assuming gonna wind up keeping Curved Horn. Wow, Flash is being a douche. There you go. If that shows up, you can see Shuffler's Dutch. So yeah or no? You hit no on that one, by the way, every time. Usually when you hit no, that immediately pops your floor up for you. This one taking a little excessively long for Shuffler. Anytime now, Flash. Anytime now. For real, Amy finished off an entire boss fight in another room. Anytime, Flash. There we go. See, it's listening. That's totally fair. It's happened to both of them. It's a wonderful thing about random, because if you want to say it's not fair in the first place, how about they have different builds and different layouts? How's that fair? So it's all relative, guys. That was one of the rules when they signed up, is if you get a Flash loading screen, sorry. Alright, so making an educated guess, I see 2 real spots where I see that boss fight. Actually, 3. Ooh, that's tough. So Shuffler gonna head on over to the right here. I think he's... God, it's the same amount of rooms either way. I would check top right. He's gonna do the same thing. So he's got the same mindset that I do here. Ooh, how about that Sun card? Gonna full heal and full map and compass reveal, let alone damage everything in the room. Just like that, and he was headed right on over to his boss fight. So again, 1 more room to clear here, and Shuffler's got a time advantage. Praise the Sun card. And maybe we're lucky and Amy, nope, didn't find hers quite yet, though still working on her pathway over to the right. Maybe she comes across it momentarily, but she's gonna need to, as Shuffler, like I said, looking at that first boss fight for the womb. Shuffler's only got the 1 piece of Guppy, so I don't see that one happening. He picked up the 9 lives dead cat on the first floor, didn't see anything else after. Oh, that bad timing. So here's one of the issues. He finally found the actual way to hit him. There we go. As soon as Mom's Pad unfreezes something in the air, you can hit it again. There you go, Triachnid stomping on him, down to 5 lives left, all at 1 red heart, and he's gonna make another attempt here. So again, Shuffler cannot get hit. Therein lies the issue with him having that 9 lives dead cat. So he took the risk early on, hoping he was gonna see more Guppy items. Never got another one throughout the span. backing up into the foot that time, down to 4 hearts, and has to redo this fight. Yeah, make that 3 lives. Yeah, make that 2. If Triagnid's a douche like this sometimes, those random feet are just gonna be like, oh hi, thud, right on top of you, so it happens. So I basically just run in this fight, I'm constantly moving. And speaking of the almost exact same boss fight on both sides, there we go, Shuffler getting on through it. How about that health up? Thank you! Exactly what he needed. That super bandage gets him 1 red and 2 soul hearts there. So working on 4 hearts now, onto his womb too. God, did he need that. That is like the perfect item for him. Oh boy, telepills in the womb too. Uh-oh. So Shuffler on over to the right side of the map. Maybe your boss fight's in the lower right side? We'll find out. I would not have dropped those pills sitting at 2 red hearts. If that was a health down pill, he would have been so pissed off at himself. Let alone he just may have screwed himself over into another corner here, so we'll find out which direction he goes. I see, God, there's so many spots this boss fight could be. Maybe he got lucky though, so he may check down to the bottom here. And in fact, I probably would. So let's get a judgy please on Amy's side. How about a little more health up? Thank you very much. And she's gonna head on down to her womb too. So again, both just looking for Mom's heart at this point. Oh, and look at that. That Otaku port. We'll call that an Otaku port for Shuffler. He did get over to his boss fight. He was going the wrong way to begin with. Who would have thought? So wow to that one. Right on over to his mom's heart fight. 4 hearts in here. And again, 2 lives. So even if he does die off here, he gets another chance with 1 heart. Here's that freeze effect. Mom's heart will stay out for a few seconds here where he can direct damage her. There you see when she teleports back in, that's about the point where you want to move away, because that's when the spawns will happen. So it's all about Amy finding this boss fight at this point. Yeah, them Otaku porting strats. If he dies, he'll spawn in the last room he cleared right outside. What's up, Bystro? Thank you for the raid, man. So 1 more bomb, make that 2 more bombs in the center. Actually nicely shot over by Shuffler. That actually did hit Mom. So down to the last little bit, she'll stay out the rest of the fight here. Duke of Fly is making this very easy for Shuffler. And how about that? That super bandage was what made the difference, because that cheap shot at the end may have made the difference right there, guys. 1-0 lead for Shuffler. Wow to that ending. Who would have thought, honestly, with the way that Triachnid was just ripping through him for a bunch of his lives, that he was, A, gonna get through that, B, wind up with that super bandage. That was huge. That was huge. Let alone that teleport. That random pill teleporting him right over towards this boss fight. Talk about teleporting with authority. No, seriously, very nicely done, Shuffler. Great race on both sides. Amy was right on his heels again. And just nothing you can do about that one. Shuffler got very lucky with that teleport. So it's a 1-0 lead. Again, we're not done yet, like I just saw. But wait, there's more. And again, even through that loading screen, like I was saying, so it was fair. He still won. So very nicely done getting through that loading screen error as well, for that matter, Shuffler. So again, 1-0 lead. We got round number 2 coming up in about 2 minutes time here. We're gonna get them both reset, so hang out with these two for the next couple minutes. Get to meet both Amy and Shuffler. I'm gonna run some ads, let them get reset. We'll be right back on the other side. Hang tight. Round number 2 coming up, guys. Alright, we're back and we're clear for round number 2. So let me flip this back on over. We got Thefatshuffler leading right now 1-0 on a really ridiculous, we'll even call that a comeback victory in round number 1. Getting through that loading screen error where Amy was building a lead on him and then teleporting right on over to where his boss fight was. We'll call that a comeback. Either way, 1-0 lead for Thefatshuffler. And again, let me get you a link into both of their channels here. If I could spell, I'd be dangerous. There we go. So that'll get you a link into both of their channels, like I said. And go say what's up to Amy and Shuffler. Wish them both good luck for round number 2, which they're going to start at their convenience. Again, we'll race on through the Womb 2. Whoever kills off Mom's Heart first going to get the victory. Amy going to look to tie this up, and Shuffler looking for a 2-0 win. And they're off and running, so again, best of luck to both of you. Decent start. We got skeleton keys, so 99 keys now on Shuffler's side. So this could play interesting depending on how many locked chests he gets. Let's say you get Guppy's tail at this point. You're pretty well in luck. You're going to get a lot of items out of that. And we'll see what Amy gets momentarily here to start off round number 2. Yeah, it should be like the first search result. We don't have a legitimate one for the league that you guys can all download because nobody has the hosting capabilities. But again, if you Google search Platinum God save file download, it'll be the first search result. And Amy's going to wind up resetting. Ouija board would have given her Spectral Tears and nothing but. I'm not real fond of Spectral Tears unless I have Flying along with them. So reset on her side. She's looking for something with some sort of damage up. Because we don't have to, you can search it on Google in 5 seconds and find one. There's no need. We're just using a Platinum God save file. You can get them anywhere on the internet. Alright, Daddy Long Legs. That'll be interesting. So that shadow's going to follow around behind Amy. That'll stomp down. Oh, Shuffler looks so cute. We'll get to that in a second. But Amy's going to have that leg stomp down. You'll see it here against Monstro. Right about now-ish. There we go. So that'll damage anything in line. Not you, though. So again, it is your friend. It will not actually damage you. Shuffler picked up Speedball, which makes him, oh, cute looking. Look at his eyes. So cute. He's smiling. Aw. But again, also picked up Magic 8 Ball. Magic 8 Ball Miss Mark gives you just a shot speed increase and a card out of it. Or a Soul Heart, depending on what it feels like doing for you. And again, Shuffler also picked up Speed Ball. That gives him movement speed and shot speed increase. So that's that needle sticking out the back of his head, and why his eyes are so damn cute. Ugh, super pride. So Shuffler gonna keep working here, though. You see, this will actually spawn those troll bombs every time he, does that stupid-looking face. So he basically craps out 2 troll bombs. You have to be very careful of those. They'll hit you for a full heart of damage. And Amy, no key to get into that item room. Excuse me, sorry about that. Again, for that matter, Sobel Super Pride. He's a super version of the boss, so he hits you for a full heart. Oh god, again? Oh. So the 9 lives dead cat spawning off of that. Shuffler wants no part of that this time unless he sees another Guppy item on this floor. I don't think he's touching that. Of all things for super low, yeah, it had to spawn that on him. Like, it just had to spawn it, really. So this time he's leaving it behind. He wants no part of those 9 lives. He'll keep his extra health on this run. And on into his second boss fight. Gonna fight Green Larry Jr. here. And Amy also finding her still no key for this floor and has cleared every room except for this one, so has to either get the item box or maybe one spawns? There she goes. If you're wondering why she was staying so far away, she knew that Daddy Longlegs was going to blow all those up in about 2 seconds. So speaking of blowing things up, perfect timing. Boom, one-shot pin. A little bit of health up and a god room at least, so we're making up for the lack of item room here. And Amy gonna grab herself the relic every 4 rooms. That'll spawn 1 blue soul heart for her to pick up and gain some health. Hey, what's up, Ivy? Doing great today. How about yourself? And what's up, gamer? Good to see you guys. I heard you displeased his Meowdesty. Yes, I did. Actually, I don't think he was displeased. I think he was just kneading and it wound up like ripping my leg to shreds, but yes, I did. What's up, Taco Pizza? How you doing? Ooh, congrats. Very nicely done. Alright, a little bit of health up for Shuffler. He'll be on down to his caves right behind Amy, who's got about 1 room advantage on him here. Alright, Amy with that key finally getting this item room here on this floor. And we got ourselves a spider butt, so that'll injure everything and slow it down in that room. Probably going to use it against the boss, though it doesn't do an immense amount of damage. The slowdown effect does help. There you go, at least it'll clear out everything on that room for her. You notice not too much disappearing off of the health bar, but again, it helps. Let's see, Shuffler going to try to get a cheap shot out of this green guy. He's probably going to get hit in the process. Yeah, at this point, it's just worth using the bomb. He's probably going to get sniped by that. Oh, look at that, free bomb. Ha! Replacement. So a little bit of health up for Shuffler. Ah, the new song in the rotation. Give you guys a link to who made this. Yeah, Triachnid's just an alternate, basically. If you got, like in here, you're probably going to see Triachnid's legs stomping down. I wasn't paying attention. But let's see. If I can actually see the damn leg, it's never going to fall down again because Gertie doesn't move. So unless another fly comes out, we're not going to see it again. But if that's Triachnid's leg, it's just an alternate version. Doesn't do any extra damage up or anything. Nothing special about it except for the skin on it. The kind of cool way that I hear that people are doing, like, I just read that, you know, like, Miz wants to play while still watching the races but doesn't want to miss anything. The way that I hear that a lot of people are doing it is while they're doing practice, they'll have the races open, or one of the VODs, I should say, open. And basically, you know, watching it on replay, like, okay, I'm going to start right when they do. All right, let's see how I do. And try to race against both other racers at the same time. So I've heard that that's been a good practice method for quite a few people this year. Alright, bunches of pills there for Amy. She wants no part of it. On down to the Caves 2, which Shuffler's looking at his boss fight for Caves 1 and will be right there himself, so not far behind on the right side. Yep, see? I was going to say God Incarnate's one of them that's been doing it, and a lot of people are like, you know, that's a good idea. It actually is a good way to practice for next year. Because if you think about it, practice against, like, when you see 2 playoff contestants going head-to-head in the regular season. Practice against those. Because that's going to be your way of knowing, like, okay, I actually stand a chance, or, hey, I need a lot of time improvement, or, you know, like, maybe I need to learn to use the knife, or, you know, something like that. But practice against some of the playoff contestants if you're watching the videos on demand, and that'll give you a pretty good idea of where you stand. And especially if you're thinking of signing up next year, it's a really good way to give you a little bit of insight as far as, you know, like, oh, I'm not quick enough yet, you know, whatever the case might be. And again, next year we're using Binding of Isaac Rebirth, so it's going to be a totally different game. And probably different rules depending on what happens. But we'll see when we get there. But again, just practice with this. It's going to get you a little bit of a head start for next season. Yeah, good old Green Peep. So again, the difference with Green Peep, his eyes pop out immediately at the beginning of the fight, as you saw. So Shuffler's been dealing with dodging those as well as all this extra urine shot, let alone urine on the ground by Peep. I do not like this version of Peep. I hate this one. Rebirth's going to be sometime beginning of next year. No release date yet. Alright, last bit of damage. Shuffler going to get squeezy, so 2 soul hearts and a fire rate increase. Also a little bit of a heal, and he'll be on down to Caves 2, where Amy is fighting Peep. Go figure. The green one. Who would have guessed? So, likewise, or similar bosses at least, can't call them likewise, because they're on different floors, but similar bosses here, and Amy looking to get done with her Caves 2. So still working on that lead here. Well, I'll call it almost a full floor. Shuffler is on Caves 2, but trying to play catch-up still. Last football season was the I almost said San Fran Niners. Wrong. It was the Baltimore Ravens won last season in the NFL. They played the San Francisco 49ers, but the Niners lost, so it was Baltimore that won it. Alright, so we got a little bit of health up for Amy, along with shot speed increase in a God room. Shuffler walked into his curse room there. Ooh, jeez. And he picked up the miter, so 50% chance now that any red heart spawn will be a blue soul heart for him, and much easier to pick up. Amy in that devil deal spent 2 of her red hearts, and she's got brimstone now. So nice shot changer. You're going to see exactly what this does momentarily. And full on range, blood shooting all the way across the room. It's nice. I love this item. And Amy's got herself a pretty decent charge rate on that brimstone, so not looking too bad already. And again, with that time advantage, Shuffler's found himself his Caves 2 item room, but again, still needs to find the boss fight and kill it. Though this will help damage up and health up for Shuffler. And he'll keep moving on along here, so 1 more health container plus damage as well on those tiers. No, glitching with Brimstone is not allowed, nor will it be if that's one of the roles asked for in the playoffs, by the way. Because all it is spamming a button to get extra damage. There's no skill involved with it whatsoever. It's cheeseball as hell, and it will never be allowed. Dang it, there goes my headset again. Why does my left speaker keep giving out? Oh well. Time to get a new headset for me. Moving on, what do we got here? Shuffler and Amy both looking for their boss fight still. Amy's got herself a golden key as well, so if she comes across any locked chests or locked doors, such as... Oh, got that timing. Such as her item room, she's going to be able to get in free of charge. I swear the timing in this game, it's like it knows. It's like it knows. Ooh, Mom's Bra, nice replacement for that spider bud. So that will actually stop every enemy in the room in place for a good 7 seconds and allow you to do some very easy damage to it. Ooh. Gotta do it, I guess. So going into that challenge room, a little bit of health up for Amy, and she's going to have to go through this and fight off a couple waves of enemies here. But well worth that health up at 4 red heart containers now. And maybe even Mom doesn't want to see her broad, TJ. Anyway, Stem Cells got a little bit of health up there. Shuffler finishes off Caves 2. He's going to head on down to his Depths 1. And again, we got Necropolis version on the left side. That's the expansion version of the floor. So Shuffler's got a little bit easier going here. Amy just needs to find her boss fight, though. I was wondering when Daddy Longlegs was actually going to show back up. There's that quote-unquote glitch that we're talking about. So it looks like you're glitching Brimstone when you take damage during the middle of the fire of it there, like you saw on Amy's side. There's a huge difference between that and the actual glitch with Brimstone, though. So I guarantee everybody's going to start calling this in about 2 seconds. And again, we actually saw the same thing happen. I think it was on Vendrit's side. It might have been on Tornus's. I can't remember now. Either way, though, in that first race, we actually saw it happen to an enemy that took damage while it was Brimstone shotting. Did the exact same thing as that. So that just proves it's a graphical glitch. Like, the enemies aren't going to Brimstone glitch you. If they could, Jesus Christ. I wouldn't even play this game. Like, they could do that and just like, oh, here's like 30 ticks of damage. Like, nope, I'm out. Like, we're done here. Thanks. All right, a little bit more health up for Amy. She's also going to get one more health increase with that half an Eternal Heart she has as she goes down to her depths too. Watch that turn into one full heart container. 6 of them now for her. And again, with the Necropolis version of the second floor, you don't see the 2 on there, but that is depths 2 for Amy. Again, Shuffler now very far behind here. Needs both item room and boss fight on this floor. Could really use a heal too, for that matter. Speaking of that dead cat, no thanks, Amy gonna pass on it too, so it showed up on both sides now today. Oh, gotta love this game. So 1 bomb, 1 soul heart there in the start for Shuffler. He's gonna keep looking for that item room, like I said. And speaking of, we got this in one of the dead ends here, so we'll break down that one other path. We'll find his boss fight, hopefully pretty soon thereafter. Amy's got herself her last item room here for depths 2. So we'll see what both of them get momentarily. Excuse me again, sorry. Alright, little chat for, there's those heals that we might need. Every couple rooms for Shuffler is going to wind up spawning a red heart, or half a red heart, I should say, for him. And again, Amy passed on the Forget Me Now pill, which would have reset the entire floor she was on. Again, a couple more globins to take out here. You can actually make them walk over the spikes, just like this. Ooh, actually only one of them did it. That's kind of surprising. There's the other one killing himself. That's what we were looking for. So like I said, globin's kind of stupid. They'll walk right over these spikes to chase after you. And you gotta love it. So 1 more to take out. Shuffler will be onto his depths 1 boss fight. Lucky Toe is now 10% more chance of extra items spawning for him out of chests and at the end of rooms. And it'll be into fight war, so 1 cube of meat coming out of this. Alright, now the fun part of the war fight. He's gonna chase you around the room. Thankfully, Shuffler's got speed up, as you can tell by the yellow color on him, so he's not gonna have to worry about war catching him. But you know, it's all about staying ahead of him and leading him around the room. Alright, nicely done. There's a keeping me. A little bit of a heal for Shuffler. And on down to depths 2, where Amy's at. And she, like I said, just looking for her boss fight now. Looking for Mom's foot here. Should, at least in theory, be somewhere on the other side of this door. Oh, not yet. I'll be damned. So that's going to keep breaking back over to the left side, I'd assume. Oh, did I hit a straight up lag ball on one side? I have, because she flat out froze on me here. Uh-oh. Twitch, no, don't you do it. Uh-oh, Amy's offline. Shuffler, are you still talking to Amy? Because if not, she may have dipped offline here. Twitch, no. So we'll find out in a second or two here, because I've got nothing on Amy's side. Yep. Looks like she did drop offline, so give us 1 second here while Amy gets back online. Oh, that sounded good, Chair. Jesus. Good thing this is new and shouldn't break or anything. Yeah, totally lost her. Yep, Amy dropped offline, so give us a second or two here while she gets back online and reconnected and everything. So bear with us momentarily. Might be a minute or two. It happens from time to time. That's the beauty of being on the internet. So every now and then, like, your internet could cut out, your modem could reset itself, your router could just be like, duh, what am I doing? And totally just goof up, so crap happens, but we'll be back up and running in a minute. We always are. Oh, and lo and behold. Ah, so she kept going the entire time. She didn't even know that she was offline. So Shuffler, if you can hear that, go for it, dude. Because she obviously didn't even know that she dropped off of her cast there. Wow, really, guys? You're gonna get banned for being fucking idiots off of that. Wow. You know what? We're just gonna make this easier. Yeah, alright, for everybody that thinks that she was cheating, how much health did she have beforehand, or are you too stupid to realize that? Out of curiosity. Yeah, exactly. Well, now let's recap that she sat there and waited for a little bit of time. So did that seem like she was cheating there, out of curiosity? Because yeah, she actually sat there and waited, knowing full well what had just happened when she found out what did happen, because she didn't even know, guys. So she sat there and waited. You just gotta wait, guys. Like, seriously, our racers are far too good at sports. We're all too good at friends. A, nobody's cheating. B, if they were, it'd be blatantly obvious. C, she wouldn't have lost as much health as she did if she was cheating, guys. And again, I know Amy, she's not cheating. Trust me on this one. Like, just trust me. There's a reason that the people that are in the league are in the league. There is no cheating going on. Yeah, she even stopped and made up the time differential there, so last I checked, that made it pretty fair. Now, it doesn't matter anyways at the moment, because Shuffler is dead and back on the first floor, but like I said, she held up that time there to make up the difference, so works out fine. Oh, if either of them's cheating, I'll fucking notice it. Trust me on this one, I'll totally notice it. How's up, Vera? How you doing? Otter, you share. You share now. I'm with everybody else in chat. You share and you share now. Good night, Silver. Have yourself a good one. Oh, God. It's stabby time over on the right. Shuffler got a nice reset here. So, basement 2 knife. It is stabbing time. That does base 7 damage if you just stab something with it. Now, if you throw it, triple that damage. So think about how overpowered that is by comparison to your normal base tiers doing 3.5 damage. That knife is brutally overpowered. So again, now Amy's going to be a little bit worried on the left side here. She's at 2 hearts. In the womb 1 right now, looking for a boss fight and nothing else down here. But again, at just the 2 hearts, she's going to be worried about what's on Shuffler's side. Wow, if that's the first time you've heard me swear, you haven't been around long. I cuss like a sailor, honestly. I'll be real honest. I cuss like a sailor, like, you know, on his deathbed, just like, you know what? Don't even care. Blah, 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 and just, like, rattling them off. So, believe me, you've just not heard it yet. That's all there is to it. I cuss all the time. There you see, Tammy's head will fire out in all directions. It'll take on your tier capabilities as far as damage effects, such as, like, slowdown effects with Mom's contacts, things of that nature. Will not give you, like, 8 throw knives, though, which, Edmund, you like Tammy, don't you? Because, you know, I got an idea. Like, let's say that you got the knife, like Shuffler does, or you got Brimstone, like Amy does. Brimstone and a knife for Tammy's head, 2013. Hashtag it. Hashtag it. I totally want those to happen. Can you imagine the overpoweredness of Tammy's head with that, though? I mean, honestly, could you imagine how OP that would be? Alright, so Death being a bit of a douche. Amy down at half a heart here, though. He's just about dead. Gotta watch out now for all of those poop sock bomb spawns that you see. Especially if the horse goes through. Wow, it didn't kill the poop sock. That's scary. Oh, get out of the top heart. Yeah, that's the fear. That was exactly what I was fearing, because I saw that horse moving at the bottom of the screen. It goes on that 3-line thing, so now Shuffler in the lead, and again, Mom's knife making that huge difference on his side already. So he's already worked up a 2-floor lead, is already looking at the boss on Caves 1 here. And you're reading it just barely wrong on that one, Toby. It's actually Amy. Because if you separate it, it's 3 words. It's awesome, it's Amy. Which I know is confusing because we didn't capitalize the A in Amy, but yeah, that was... Oops! Oopsie doodle. I think my artist did the same thing and didn't know if it was Sammy or Amy, so I think he did the same thing and didn't want to take the chance. Oh, no worries, I just figured I'd tell you. I think my artist did the exact same thing, though, which is why it's confusing. Ooh, I like Guppy's paw as well, so now lots of extra health capable on Fat Shuffler's side. So again, with those X-ray vision, you see you're going to get every entrance in and out of every single secret and super secret room. That was a burnt penny enacting. As Shuffler picks up coins, he's got a chance that'll spawn a bomb for him to pick up. Crumps speak good. Let me try that again. So, like I said, moving on along, still looking for this item room here. He knows where that boss fight's at, so he'll be back on over there in a few. First things first, though, let's see what he doesn't get here. Ooh, really? So of all things, that's your store. So this is really going to separate right here. Wow. Who would have thought? So Shuffler was skipping through that secret room, and who would have thought that the item room would break down to the middle here? I was thinking, like, where else can this go? But he hadn't been in that room, and I forgot about it. So 2 hearts would double up the amount of red hearts in Shuffler's container. Again, Amy working on champion version of Monstro here. Just about 20% left on him. Let's get a quick judgy please for Shuffler before he wants a key, obviously. So key, please? Oh, look at that. Thank you. Thank you, judgy. You're being a bro already. Now an item. Now give him an item. Now give him an item. Judge. Oh, he was thinking about it too. Shuffler left too soon. That's why you guys got to be patient sometimes. Shuffler blew that one. He could have gotten something out of there, but left just a second too soon. Patience is a virtue nowadays, kids. Yeah, he turned away for 1 second. Jeez. Yeah, Shuffler died basically, wound up restarting his run, got Mom's knife on the second floor. He's been working with that since. Amy just died to death, and it was champion death for that matter, so poop socks all over the place. That was a brutal room. By the way, there's Sea Peeper popping out one of Shuffler's eyes, and that'll float around the room, damaging anything just like in the Peep fight, which, wait for it, I'm calling it now, Peep. Oh, it's not, it's Fistula, I'll be damned. Never mind. What's a Patience? A song by Guns N' Roses. But, Tish. No, okay, we got the Pageant Boy over on Amy's side, so let's get those yes crowns up in chat. You got Otaku's chat add on. You can see those emotes. Blah, blah, blah. Wow, I am tripping on words today. Uh-oh. There we go. Okay, cool. So a little bit of, health up, and that is Miss Mark. Damage up with the meat. So a little bit more damage on that knife for Shuffler. He's moving on down to his caves, too. I mean, nothing good in that curse room yet again. They've not been kind today. I think there's been, what, one decent item come out of a curse room other than the Guppy items, so, they've been okay, but I wouldn't call them great. Nice burnt penny there as Shuffler picks up coins. Again, that burnt penny spawning bombs for him, so 7 now. Yeah, died from death. Out of context, you have no idea what I just said. That's a really good point. Welcome to Isaac, where you get to say all sorts of crazy stuff. Ooh, now we got a Super Seeker room working out very nicely, so Shuffler finding himself his full health pills is up at full red hearts, and again, should he come across another one, gonna hang on to that for a while. You're on the no cookie list. But cookies. Cookies. Yeah, health up and full health, like, well, we'll take that, sure. Yeah, who's making these cookies? Because if it's Diana making it, it's basically coffee in the shape of cookies, would be my guess. And they're probably purple. So 2 safe bets there. It's probably coffee cookies, and they're probably purple. So that answers your question. If you see purple cookies, Diana would be your answer. Let's see, we got Mr. Boom showing up for Amy. She's going to wind up keeping My Little Unicorn here. Tastes like purple. Did everything taste purple for a second there? Why do I get the feeling Diana's going to start marketing these now? See, I've already made Cobalt Steaks for Cobalt, and now we got the purple coffee cookies by Diana. Wow, this is going to get really, really bad. So let's see. Casper's going to wind up getting sponsored by Huggies or something like that because he picks the poop up every time he sees it. Or Pooper Scoopers. Oh, hey, dude, Casper, Pooper Scoopers. Dude, call them. I'm telling you. Ooh, let's see those, well, in this case, Spaz no IPs, because again, there's a new prefix on all the banned emote, or banned item emotes, I should say. So, Ipecac showed up on Thefatshuffler's side. He's got to leave it behind because he does not have his D6. That would have turned his tears into fireball poison bombs. And again, would have, and we'll explain something else here in a second, but it would have allowed you to bomb through basically every single room to get on over to the next one if you wanted to. There's a few exceptions to that, like you can't bomb through a boss door or a mini-boss room. But we banned it, like I said, because you could bomb through every single door like that. I know, it's confusing, isn't it? You have to put Spaz in front of it. It's so weird. Again, we'll get those changed. I'm not in any rush to do it, though, nor is Twitch, I'm sure, hence why I'm not in a rush. So I figure I'm letting the weekend pass. We'll go with it from there. But we'll get all that changed. A little bit of range up for Shuffler with Mom's Heals, and on down to Depths 1, so building up that advantage again. Like I was saying, though, this brings up another good point. Why is Pyro not banned? Because that would give you infinite bombs, with which you could bomb through every single door you wanted to. Well, answer to that would be, we'd have to ban Pyro, Skeleton Key, all pills, because you can get bombs or key pills, which would switch out those things. We'd also have to ban pickups of bombs and keys at that point. So you'd get one item room, and that's it. Unless you could teleport into it or bomb into it like somehow, and God only knows how you do that. So we'd have to ban a lot of extra stuff. We've actually seen it utilized both ways, where somebody got the skeleton key, a bombs or key pill, and switched them around for 99 bombs. Last season, Morag actually got Pyro, used up all 99 of those bombs, also got skeleton key during the run. Also got a bombs or key pill, so he wound up using, I think it was 178 bombs in the span of his run that year. So it was pretty crazy, but in one run through of the game, he used over 100 bombs. It was nuts. But it was fun at the same time, so we don't want to ban that stuff. We want to have a little bit of fun with this. And Shuffler going to head right on into yet another Mask of Infamy fight. If you're worried about his health, by the way, keep in mind, you just saw what he did there. His Guppy's Paw, every single red heart container, doesn't matter if it's empty or not, can actually turn into 3 blue soul hearts at any time. So plenty of health to go on Shuffler's side. He's leaving all those heart containers, though, and that's a very good move. You don't want to use them all up at once. You can still fill those back up throughout the span of the run and technically get more health. And again, Amy coming across her item room here for Caves 1. It's all about, there we go, it's all about stabbing him. A little bit more damage up for Shuffler on the knife. Wow, that pentagram showing up. Thank you much. He's going to head back and apparently look for his item room, I think. No, those aren't Eternal Hearts. Eternal Hearts are the half-white ones, guys. And he will get it, but first things first, he's also looking for that item room. And again, did Shuffler go back for his item room, guys? Yes, he did. End of that argument. So yes, he's going to go back for his Eternal Heart too, but first thing was first, he got his item room, didn't he? Argument over. Yep, green knife time. So with that poison shot now, we're going to get, believe it or not, it will affect that knife, so it's kind of weird, even though it isn't showing it, which is very odd. In fact, why is that not showing it? That should be green. Maybe once we get down to this new floor, see if that unglitches it or something. Nope. Oh well. There's that new heart up for Shuffler, like we were saying. The half Eternal Heart turns into a full red heart container, so he's sitting at 2 now, and again, turned all the other ones that he had into blue soul hearts. Ooh, super bandage for Amy, so plus hearts on her side. She gets 1 red and 2 soul hearts there. And again, nice little bandage on top, so looking all cute. But moving on down to her caves too. Almost called that depths. Curse of Darkness, though, is going to make it so she does not see her minimap no matter what she does. And again, it doesn't matter if you have the compass, the treasure map, sun card, world card, does not matter. You are not seeing that minimap at any point during that Curse of Darkness. Yeah, everything should taste purple. Not just that, everything should taste purple. Because in my opinion, I relate purple to grape, and grapes are freaking awesome. So, like grape juice, for example, I will drink day in and day freaking out. So, yeah, purple rules in my book. I can go with that. Isn't it also the color for royalty? Because if so, I think that works out well. Green grape? What? Green grape? No, Diana. No. Wait, we need to talk. No. They're good, don't misunderstand me, but they're not Concord grapes. Yeah. Wow, even Diana's saying the green ones. Technically, the others are red, not purple so much, but whatever. Moot point, they're close enough, so I'm kind of shocked by this. Ooh, frozen. I've never tried this. That's it. Okay, may have to do this later. With enough bombs, let's get a judgy please over on Shuffler's side as he's going to head right on in here. Plenty of money, too. So what you got for him, judgy? You screwed him out of an item last time. Let's give him stuff here. And don't mind the knife, by the way. Ooh, did that work out nicely. Speaking of the compass, as Shuffler walks into his next room, we'll see his, and there you go, on the map, you'll be able to tell where his next two important rooms are. That boss fight and item room up at the top right here. Left, sorry, top left. I even have direction dyslexia, apparently. The other right, at the bottom, well, the other bottom, at, you know, the opposite side. Jesus. Grumps may need more sleep. What's up, too? How you doing? Ooh, and how about that Book of Shadows? That's interesting. I may consider popping the Guppy's Paw a couple times here, taking that Book of Shadows with me. But again, Shuffler gonna leave it behind. That would have been the same 12 seconds of invincibility that Amy had before. But again, it'll keep Guppy's Paw for the time being here. Again, I probably wouldn't worry too much about the health build that he has going on, so I'd be content with that if I were him too. Alright, a little bit more health up, and again, all three of those can turn into, and you're seeing it right there, 3 soul hearts apiece. So 9 more blue hearts. Polaroid now picked up on Shuffler's side. Therein lies why he did not take the Book of Shadows. So we'll keep Guppy's Paw in case he sees more red hearts. But now that he's had nothing but blue hearts, there you go. As he takes damage, 5 seconds of damage shield enacted every time because the Polaroid hits when you get down to half a red heart or less and get damage taken. Yeah, the left. No, the other left. Ooh, and check this out. So, Moonstrats, thank you also to Shuffler having the I've Seen Everything X-ray glasses, walking right through his secret room on into his boss fight that normally you would not be able to get into if it weren't for those items. So, real Moonstrats happening right there. For those wondering, Mooncard is how you teleport into a secret room. Casper's the one that brought this up, and there he is saying Moonstrats. But again, basically he brought it up that if you go through your secret room, you're going to be very close to the path for your boss fight, and how about in that case, connected to it? This is interesting. So Shuffler going to run through the other side, another thing that normally would not happen. So thank you again, X-ray glasses, Moonstrats for the second straight run, or for the second straight floor. We'll get him to the other side. Again, in mini boss fights, you can't bomb back out of there, so you're not stuck in. You still get the one opening, but you can't open the other walls like that. So, wow, did that work out well. X-ray Moonstrats. So one more, and it's empty, so right on into his mom's heart fight, looking for a 2-0 win now as Fat Shuffler. Those were some of the quickest wound floors we've seen this year. Moonstrat, Moonstrat, Moonstrat. There's that poison knife. So you notice it is taking poison damage on mom's heart. Again, that 5 seconds of damage every single time. Or excuse me, that 5 seconds of damage shield every single time that Shuffler takes a hit. There you go, Rocket. Welcome back, man. So apparently there's a glitch from yesterday that you found out where it wouldn't let me unban you. So there you go, man. On that note, 2-0 win for Fat Shuffler is that moonstratting. Look at this floor. Like,